Hey everyone, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider Saber episode 1010. As always, I'm your host, the Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
The Cinder Blaze.
my dude, welcome back. And I just wanted to mention, I'm sure you've noticed, Alex seems a bit frozen. That's because my internet is not really doing well. But we wanted to get this out, and I mean, this is more of a discussion. Our videos don't truly matter. So, hey, here's a nice picture that updates every now and again of Alex sitting next to me. But yeah, anyway, hey, this episode, it was better than it usually is. Uh, and, you know, we only had one new toy to shill. And that was fine. That was enough. And I don't know, the episode flowed better. It's just my only issue is once you get the toy stuff out of the way and then start moving into the plot, you have like the most angst for Espada. That's really the only like element that fully turned me off. Like it really helped the episode that it was a Sakamoto one because we strolled on over to his explosives warehouse and there were the most explosions you could possibly have in an episode, and it was fantastic. But it was still framed around some Espada jank. I don't know. Where
Yeah.
are you landing for this?
I think Espada Jank is like a really good way to put it because they're kind of like revisiting some of like the issues that he's had for the entire series, which is basically him coping with, the betrayal of his father and like, him being Caliber and all that stuff. Um and like whenever he sees Caliber, he kind of like forgets everything, just kind of like rages and just like goes and attacks him. And then for some
Mm.
reason, Saber and friends are just like, dude, if you have a problem, just tell us. Dude, you know what the fucking problem is. Like, he makes it pretty fucking obvious. And it was
It's not like
really,
he's yelling "Dad" every other conflict with Caliber.
it's like, Dad, why did you betray us? Like, come on, we know what the issue is. Buster knows what the issue is. They've talked about this before, but for some reason,
Yeah, it's
like his two closest, you know, uh, friends right now just don't. They just forget about it.
yeah, it's really strange, especially if like we're supposed to believe that they all want to create this pact together, and like they had that scene where okay, we'll write our story and we'll do it together as a team, uh, and then immediately after the fight breaks out, uh he accidentally lets slip the information he's been keeping and then gets even more angsty, and it's like what was the whole point of that roof scene with the four of you? Like
Honestly, that roof scene was kind of dumb. They just really wanted to do a Three Musketeers thing really bad. It was not deserved at all.
yeah,
And like that was probably one of like the most annoying.
yeah,
But
because like I didn't really like team them up until they were like, oh yeah, I guess these guys are the young ones, so they would be the ones to form the team, and that was informed with the spin-off as well. uh so like these guys are the new generation, and that's why it would make sense that they would team up, I guess. But the fact that I didn't really piece that together earlier, the show didn't like help support that, if that makes sense. Like
yeah,
I don't know, I'm not buying it.
yeah. But at least like the pacing wasn't that off this episode. And I think that's probably one
No, it
like
wasn't.
the things that made me enjoy this episode as much as I did. Like I know we were just like
Mm.
complaining the crap out of this one, but like it flowed naturally at least. Like
Yeah.
the bar is kind of low for that, but like finally I didn't get whiplash watching this episode. Um,
Yeah.
and I thought that because like we kind of like knew what the structure would kind of be from like the get go when that new lady in black just kind of like gives a spot like a power up, and they just kind of like
Mm.
one by one just like unlock their like initial like level up form.
Hmm.
Honestly, I can't tell the difference between their base form and this form just because it's just like it looks way too similar. But
I mean,
I think like when they're like all three of them like all together, it it looks really nice. So I really don't care.
hmm,
They look a bit Sentai-ish, which was kind of funny because like their color scheme is just so bold and strong.
yeah,
But yeah, like
hmm,
it's just like a minor thing. So I'm not gonna
yeah.
like dwell on it
No,
too much.
like I feel like with this show, we're fixing one issue at a time. It's like, okay, well, uh, story's paced weird. There are too many toys. We got rid of the toy part. The story was paced a little better, but oh, oops, we forgot the story actually has to be good. And the characters actually have to like interact well with each other, and they do that sometimes. But this episode, it was, I don't know. Espada is just not good. Like strangely, they work good as characters on their own and being angsty on their own, but then once they like have to interact with other people, it all falls apart. With their angst, and I don't get it. Like, you guys can fight fine if it's just like, oh, we need these guys in the scene to just all work together, but when we actually get to the nitty gritty of their characters, damn it, oh, it doesn't work anymore. Shit. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean like for Blue, he just seems like just friendly in general. Like
Yeah.
from episode two, the fact that he just didn't take the book away from
Mm-hmm.
Saber, and the way that he kind of like coached him through the whole thing, like he's fine. Like I'm fine with him just kind of like interacting with
Mm-hmm.
everyone else because he's pretty consistent and easy to nail. For Espada, like sometimes when like the plot intertwines this character, he just stops.
Yeah.
Like I think like one thing that was really weird for me this episode, like maybe you guys can explain the comments down below, but Saber recognized Espada as his friend, and then later in this episode, when he kind of gets like the flashbacks of them as kids, he's like, "Wait a minute, you were that kid," and I'm just like, "Of course, like that's why
Who'd
you
you
guys
think
are
this guy was?
you guys are friends." Like, did he just get hit really hard in the head that he forgot everything that happened in
Yeah.
like the first 9 episodes of the series? Because like that was that was a bit much. Like it's like moments like
Yeah.
these. I feel like maybe it's a spot like a spot. It just feels like he's about the same. Like I felt like his interactions with other characters isn't really pissing me off too much because he still treats Saber like how he's always treated him. Maybe like him hiding the secrets a bit too much. Like there's really no like point to it unless the backstory is like really significant in some way. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it's gonna be significant, but like I don't think that there's any real reason to
Like,
hide it from Saber.
no,
Like,
exactly. Like, all that tension is, I don't think it's earned. I don't think it's necessary. It's really more annoying than anything, and if that's the tension you want to build with the audience, and because like, to finally pay it off is more of a like, oh god, why didn't they do this earlier, rather than, wow, he finally learns, what a great moment for his character. No, no, this doesn't matter, and it only hinders everyone. It does not help
yeah,
anyone.
it feels more like learning it right now is because they just don't want him to deal with those problems right now and they want to focus on different plot and stories at the beginning of the series. Like that is the only reason
Yeah.
I get to see them doing this because like Saber told Espada this like every time I fight, I remember more and more things about this. And I guess like this was trying to go a little bit more towards that route. It's like, dude, like I remember like those like scenes of like me as a kid. There's like you as that one boy, and he might start remembering who that chick was. So he's like really like close to it. So I guess that's what they're trying to like
Mm-hmm.
lead towards and foreshadow that he's getting to like that point to remember that much of his backstory.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
like they haven't given me a reason to care about him, finding his past.
Yeah. Like I guess
Um,
like it
I don't know.
depends. Like we just know so little about it that I guess I'll just trust the writers for now. No reason to kind of like break them on something that we don't even know about.
Sure, but like I don't know.
Because
My
like maybe it could be something where it's probably better that Caliber Espada keeps it a secret, but since we don't know what it is,
maybe,
yeah, the possibility is still there. So I'll
but
entertain it for
like
now.
from them, it's like other people already know and they're fine.
I mean, like
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure if Kenzan knows. Buster probably didn't give a crap. The only one who would maybe know is Saber, like the last Saber, which
Hmm.
lo and behold
Oh
was
yeah, that was the
Caliber.
reveal this episode.
Yeah, it was Caliber this episode. I felt like that was a pretty neat twist. I mean, like we kind of knew from like a while back that this wasn't um Spada's father because he just wouldn't interact with him at all. Like he was kind of coming from this like angle, just like, dude, just tell me why, like I'm willing to like meet you halfway, just tell me, and him just completely ignoring him like the entire way.
Dad, watch! I'm eating sand just like you taught me. God, this is disgusting. I'm getting out of here.
I mean, he started eating sand this episode
He
too.
did. It was
I,
so good.
I almost teared up, man. That was so good.
The reunion we didn't know we needed. um.
Yeah.
Also, like the enjoyment that I get from this show, is more about the world that they're putting together. And they threw in something very interesting that, like, oh hey, we have people at the South Pole too. And there are riders on that side as well, or people fighting on that side. So that's interesting to me. That's really neat. I do appreciate like a whole network of heroes working together. It's just, I hopefully we'll know why later, but they don't interact with each other too often. Um,
Yeah. For me, it's either gonna be one like a second act ally slash villain or a spin-off movie ally or villain. Most likely villain
Maybe.
in a spin-off movie. Like that's just something that they're just gonna plant a seed right now and just kind of like throw in our faces just like out of nowhere. Um,
Yeah.
so because so we have like
Yeah.
6 writers already. I'm not sure if we need all too many more
Well,
right now. I hope they don't
well,
add
like,
like 4 more writers in like episode 15 or something. I'm not jinxing it. I don't know. I didn't read any scans. I'm just hoping they don't do something like that.
for a show like this, where really all I can latch on to are, like how cool the suits are, how okay the characters are, but like the suits and the world that they're building. I am more interested in that world and how many figures I can get to populate that world. And like, it's for the imaginative play, and I feel like they've got that down pat. Like they've created like a sprawling world with certain tensions. It's just when you're putting a narrative around it's not working, I guess, or like they're doing far too many things at once. Um, I don't know. Do
Yeah.
you want to move into comments? All right.
Yes.
Our first comment comes from Rajik Rasul, who says, Spada is just mad that he didn't get his daily dose of sands. He did, though. He did.
He did. He
I
did.
wasn't a fan of Caliber's Identity show twice. I'm a fan of twice. One at the battle, and the other one show his power up, then it zoom out to him. They should have gone with the near ending. I like Espada's third Wonder Ride book, which is Cerberus, the three head dogs. What would made you more shocked, the reveal of Caliber, the OG Saber, or Espada's father? Um,
literally Fujizo, like not even like the actor, but just like the red face, the
Hell
white
yeah,
body,
I'll
like
take
all
that.
that. That would have been the funniest shit.
Yeah, I don't care just because of how aggravating they're making this reveal to be.
Yeah.
This is really it. It might just be me being petty, but I actively
Like
don't care.
like I'm fine
Um,
with it just because we have like no real characterization from Saber. Like I guess he was protecting our current Saber when he was young, but this is almost like a blank slate almost that we can just like write an interesting new character to shake things up. So I'm fine with it for now.
yeah. All right. Next up, Peacemaker 2448 says, Tassel, if you are teasing showing up in the show proper, you better show up with a belt and a job somebody out in belt. Show up with a belt and
Belt.
job somebody out
Oh,
in 5 seconds flat.
oh, said you better show up with a belt and a job. No more loafing around in your fucking magical hut.
I swear to God, you better be filling out those applications.
Uh,
Um, Otherwise, now we have far more questions about 15 years ago, so we are going ought need answers now before too long. You know what?
yeah.
I don't typically get on people for their misspellings and shit, but I talk to you often enough. Get your shit together, man. What is this? What is this? What are you doing? I see you in Discord with proper grammar. What the hell is this? Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I do hope Tassel shows up with a job and a belt. Oh. All right,
Yeah, because it's oh god.
all right. Next up, Kate John says we finally have a decent Saber episode with decent pace. The revelation of Calibur's identity was no surprise, but the scene was really well done. I hope the show will get better from now on. With most of the toys have been introduced. My complaint, though, is the scene where Toma, Rintaro, and Kento cross swords feel so forced. Their relationships haven't been developed properly at all. This scene should have been saved for much later in the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, the plot points that they laid out earlier, and the story they had, like if they had like a longer blue plot, like I feel like on paper this should have worked, but just because of how they executed it, it didn't, because we did not get enough time with them together. So I get what you're saying, but I also think that now would be a good time for this to, like, because earlier Saber had said, "Oh yeah, I know what I want to write about now. I want to write about us. And I think that's a really cool thing, like a really awesome jumping off point, and a really like solid thing for their friendship to bounce off of into new heights and bring them into, like, oh, all three of them have the power up now, and it's all this triumphant stuff. I don't know. On some level, I get what you're saying, but on the other hand, like, I do like it as toward the beginning and cementing their friendship moving forward rather than, like, you know, a reassurance of their friendship at the end. Because now you have this scene that you can call back to. Um, it didn't work as well. I agree. It's just, I don't know. I think now would have been a good time. Just set it up better.
Yeah.
Is, I guess, what I'm saying.
The idea works, it's just the execution, as you said.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So those are all the comments. Thank you so much for leaving them. And thank you for watching this episode. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to hear more from us each week, Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about, our thoughts about, your thoughts about this episode. And also, while you're down there are links in the description down below to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement by donating money, signing petitions, and watching videos, because there's a link in the description and in the end card of this video to a playlist that has a whole bunch of videos that donate their ad revenue to the Black Lives Matter movement. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep it.
Yep. See ya.
We're done. We're done. Oh. Now, man, this internet stuff is not great. I was having a good day. It was raining, and it was nice out. I enjoyed looking at the beautiful rain. It was relaxing.